All right. Share my screen. Let's just do the screen. Okay. All right. So face mapping is Dermalogica's way of saying skin analysis. Skin analysis is a whole chapter in your textbook, which is talking about the different types of skin, the conditions of the skin, and how factors affect the skin, whether they're internal or external, things that we do on a daily basis, if we're stressed out, if we're drinking enough water, so on and so forth. So we're going to give a little introduction to this, and then we're going to go over the My Skin Fitness Plan. This is the little pamphlet that you can start using when you're doing your Pro 30s, Pro 60s, or chemical peels, microdermabrasion, what have you, to let your client know of any skincare regimen products that you have for them as far as Dermalogica is concerned. So again, Dermalogica calls it face mapping or face zoning, skin analysis. It's all the same thing. You just hear it in different terminology. All right, so chapter 12, those of you that have your textbook, will be on 284. Okay, learning about individual skin types and conditions is one of the most interesting aspects of skincare. It is never boring because every face is unique. Client skin analysis is a vital part of an esthetician's skills. Since recommending the appropriate skincare products and regime must be individualized to suit each person. Before performing services or selecting products, an individual skin type and conditions must be analyzed correctly. So has anybody read the pages for the assignment?
Is that where it talks about like dry skin, oily skin?
Do you know how you determine someone's skin type?
I guess you would just look at it or talk to them during the consultation.
You look at it, but when you're looking at it, what is the defining? This person has normal skin. Air high five. Yes, I'm so proud of you. Yes, so you determine the client's skin type by the pore size, but where? Where are the pores?
The T-zone?
Not the T-zone.
Like under eye, cheeks.
So you determine someone's skin type by the circumference of the pore size around the face. The T-zone is always going to be the oiliest, so it's going to be oily on everybody. But what are the pore sizes around the circumference of the face? Are they small? Are they large? Are they normal? So on and so forth. In some cases, they can be combination, where maybe it's oily in this area, but then it's dry in this area, so on and so forth. All right. So with that being said, once you understand what the client's skin type is and you start to see different conditions, you can treat those conditions based off their skin type and your product knowledge. So this week we're supposed to get into chemistry and ingredients, which will start tomorrow. But I just wanted to finish this up so you guys can have everything you need as far as treatments are concerned. So we'll start on that tomorrow and we'll be going over ingredients. So hopefully it kind of all makes sense, like, okay, lavender is calming and soothing. I can use calming and soothing products on sensitive skin. How do I tell how the sensitive skin is? Based off these characteristics. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, so client skin analysis is a vital part of the esthetician's skills. Since recommending the appropriate skincare products and regimen I just read that must be individualized to suit each person. Before performing services or selecting products, an individual skin type and conditions must be analyzed. So again, we do our first module, which is what? What's the name of our first module? Yes, double cleanse. And what are the 3 steps in the double cleanse? Then what are we talking about? Yep, and then
the double cleanse will
the targeted cleanser, prescribed cleanser, recommended, whatever you want to call it. Yes, the cleanser that is for the client's skin type. right? Okay, cool. So we are going to determine the rest of the treatment during the skin analysis. We're going to determine the prescribed cleanser in dermatological words. We're going to determine the resurfacing that we're going to use. Are we going to use daily microfoliant, 35, mix, match, whatever. We're going to determine if they are a good candidate for massage. If they have a whole bunch of breakout, we may not want to massage on them if it's all inflamed. That's not going to feel very good. So maybe we're going to do extra extractions or another mask. We're also going to determine the kind of mask we're going to use. Is their skin dehydrated? Do we need to do a hydrating mask? Is their skin super oily? Do we need to do a clay-based mask to kind of suck up all the oils? What kind of mask are we going to do? And then finally, we're also going to determine the moisturizer. I know you guys only got Active Moist, but some of the other products that we have that I'll show you guys probably tomorrow, I guess, since we're going over ingredients, are some other moisturizers that we have. So when you're doing your skin analysis, you can say, okay, I think you'd be a candidate for the intensive moisture balance moisturizer, what have you. Another thing that you're going to determine during the skin analysis is recommended product. So if you think they need to go home with a certain skincare product, you're going to recommend that. And what's the last thing you're going to recommend during the skin analysis or analyze during the skin analysis? So we product, the treatment that they're getting that day, home care regimen, and what's last. What is it, Ariana?
Can you ask the question again?
Okay, so during a skin analysis, we're determining several things. We're determining the treatment that they're getting that day, the products that we're going to use in that treatment, if there's any home care regimen recommendations, and then one more thing. Yes, you're getting 5 candies and an extra Christmas present. Yes, it's future treatment. So those are the things that you're going to determine during your skin analysis. Because if they come in and they think that it's going to be, grand after one treatment, most people, you have to educate them on skincare is an investment. So you're investing your time, you're investing in product, and you're investing in services. And your skin didn't become like that overnight. So it's going to take time to get it back to where it is. All right, so we're doing all of that during the skin analysis. People want to know their skin conditions, people want to know what their skin conditions are and what they can do to improve their skin's appearance. They rely on estheticians for information and education. Clients need to be educated about the benefits of professional skincare treatments. Skin analysis and consultations are also good marketing tools to introduce services and products to prospective clients. The first-time facial client may have specific skin concerns or may just want to experience a relaxing spa service. Be sure to let the client know what services are offered. This is an opportunity to promote all services in the spa. The consultation and skin analysis will help determine which products to use and recommend. It is also a guide to determine the type of service to perform. A client chart is used to record the analysis and consultation notes, and an important part of record keeping. Additionally, estheticians need to know which services and products are contraindicated, meaning it's prohibited. Contraindication is a word that you're going to use throughout your career in aesthetics because it goes hand in hand with lashes, with waxing, with everything. People with certain skin conditions may not be able to get a certain facial. For instance, if someone comes in with super sensitive inflamed skin, you're not going to want to put a chemical pill on them. If someone has an active breakout, maybe acne 2 or 3, and there's a little bit of cyst, you're not going to want to do a microdermabrasion on them. If someone has a sunburn, you're not going to want to wax that skin. So understanding what contraindications are, meaning indicators that may prevent somebody from getting a service, will help you be a better esthetician as well. The last thing you want is someone to come in and you accidentally contraindicate them during a service, and you find out if they are a good candidate for the service that they want during the consultation, and then you actually decide during your skin analysis if that's a treatment you're going to do. So the consultation is telling you what's their health background, their health scheme, right? Are they on medications that may cause them to have additional bleeding or thinning, or maybe pigmentation disorders popping up based off the treatment you did? When was the last time they had a chemical pill? When was the last time they were in the sun? Do they drink a lot of alcohol? So on and so forth. You ask all those questions to help you do a better analysis of why maybe their skin is acting the way it is. And then from there, you determine the treatment. Let's see. Skin conditions may be caused by both internal and external factors and are unique to each individual. So internal factors are everything that's going on inside. So what are some internal factors that can affect our skin outward appearance?
What we eat.
What we eat. What else? I was like, I don't understand. Yes, smoking, medication, so drugs. What else?
Can stress cause it?
That's internal stress, lack of sleep, hormones, poor diet, all those things. So what are some external factors? What's the biggest external factor that affects everybody across the board? The sun. That's the number one aging external factor. What are some other external factors? Pollution, bad air quality, things that are flying around in the air, stuff like that are going to be our external factors. So understanding, okay, if my client is working in a stressful environment, they tell me they don't drink enough water, they tell me that they're eating fast food all the time and that their sleep is inadequate, that could be ultimately indirectly causing them to have some type of skin conditions going on. So you look at that in the consultation, you're analyzing during the face mapping to determine what's going to be the best pathway for them. Ethnic skin also has unique conditions and challenges. Products are formulated for different skin types. The classifications that describes a person's genetic skin type and conditions and the number of new product lines grows annually. Skincare products and treatments are discussed in other chapters. So we'll be talking about ingredients tomorrow. Well, first we're going to hit chemistry, which is chapter 7, so we can have the understanding of how ingredients are formulated, and then we'll talk about the actual ingredients. Skincare products and treatments are discussed in other chapters. The consultation, health screen questions, and client chart are all used as a part of an in-depth skin analysis. So Coco has been here the longest. Have you been seeing repeat clients for facials at all? No. Do you read books?
We haven't been getting many facials lately.
We were at first. I don't know what happened.
At first, okay, yeah.
It was like bam.
About one person that you said I could microderm before.
She's not coming back. Okay. Well, part of keeping the client chart is to remember what you did the last service. Because if you're seeing a whole bunch of people, you're not going to remember. Same with if you want to go into lashes or waxing, whatever you want your specialty to be, keep charts. So if you used a hard wax, cherry flavored or whatever, then use that on that same client if that worked really well for them. If you use a certain type of cleanser and you layered a mask and they're like, man, my skin was just glowing for like 3 days after whatever treatment you did, I want the same thing as last time. You go back to your notes, you see what you did, so on and so forth. Same for lashes. You may be mapping out the lash, but are you writing it down? Because you're only mapping it for that time being that you're working on them. But are you going to remember that you used 8s in the corner and then you jumped to 10s and then you went to 12s and then you went back to 8s? Like, are you going to remember that? So across the board, you need to be making sure that you're charting. You're especially going to chart in a medical office, but you need to chart as an esthetician too. Now, this can be a hand or a paper chart or a digital chart. I recommend digital charts so you don't have to keep up with all that paper, but that's a personal preference. Sometimes it's good to have both. So if, I don't know, the network ever crashes, then you have it on paper. If your establishment burns down, you have it on the network, just things like that. But the point of that is to make sure that you're keeping adequate records and you know what you're using on your client. Same with retail. If they come in and they buy 3 cleansers and drop $200, you want to know, hey, this client came in, the last 6 months, and every 2 months of that 6 months, they've spent $200 on this particular cleanser. You want to know that because you can put that in your projections as potential income to come in. All those things, it all adds up. Let's see.
Miss Ashley. Miss Ashley. Quick question. Do is there a electronic chart keeper or do you have to do paper?
No, there's some out there. Some come with it, like depending on the system that you use, some will have them in there. And then you can do an integration where you maybe have an app or a third party charting system that you input into your booking system or however you want to do it. I mean, there's so many options now, but yes, there are electronic ones. So you can
Okay.
either do it yourself or get one that's done for you. But
Okay.
I would recommend having as much information in a platform as you can. So that way you can just refer to, okay, here's, Becky Sue's chart. This is how much retail she bought. This is her consultation. And you have a file for Becky Sue. It has her consultation. It has her chart, products, so on and so forth. But again, personal. The one thing about here is like, I'm going to guide you and tell you, ways to do it, but ultimately it'll be up to you and how it works for you in your business.
Got it.
Yes. I think that's it for this page. Okay. Why study skin analysis? Estheticians should study and have a thorough understanding of skin analysis in order to understand each client's skin type and provide the best treatment regimen possible for each individual skin type and condition. Before performing services or selecting products, an individual skin type and conditions must be analyzed correctly to determine the appropriate treatments and products. A thorough skin analysis and client consultation is especially important to determine the cause of skin conditions and any contraindications that the client may have. Knowledge of healthy habits and enemies of the skin will give you a better understanding of how to help clients. As clients rely on estheticians for information about their skin conditions and how to improve their skin's appearance. All right. Any questions, comments, concerns? Okay. So now we're going to switch back over and go over the face mapping. So for you, Coco, this will be kind of a review, but for everybody else, it's going to be new. Can you give everybody one of these on your Cengage? Are you sure you're typing in the right one? Okay, give me just a second. I'll get it.
Should I try restarting my computer again?
Yeah. How long has it been doing that?
This morning.
Okay. You may need to log out. Thank you. All right, ladies. My skin fitness plan is a little pamphlet that Dermalogica has came out with that you can use during your double cleanse, during the face mapping process. It even has a slot for your client to put their name in there and go over what you see when you're doing their facial treatment. So on kind of like the inside of it, there is a little face map. This is how you're going to analyze the skin. And they've kind of broken it down into zones. Some people go more in depth with facial zoning and really connecting it, kind of like reflexology. You have reflexes in your face. And if you press on certain points, you can alleviate different things in the body. But this is Dermalogica's little way. So they have their face. It's just a little chart. And then below it are some skin conditions. So some of the skin conditions that they have are breakout activity, and they put a B. So when you're looking maybe at the forehead and you see a little bit of breakout, you could put a B there. They have sensitivity / redness. If you see someone's inflamed or red, you could put an S there, or R for red. If you see oiliness, you'll put an O. If you see dehydration, you'll put DH. Milia for M, pigmentation for P for pigmentation. Fine lines are going to be FL, comedones are going to be C, and deep lines are going to be DL. So breakout can be papule, pustules, what else? Blackheads, whiteheads, all of that could be some type of breakout. Your sensitivity and redness, a lot of times you see those in your lighter Fitzpatrick types, your rosacea clients. usually in the cheeks. It's along the T-zone, maybe around the chin, sometimes on the forehead and on the nose. Oiliness. Oiliness is going to just be oil. Like you can look at someone and be like, man, their skin's oily. Some of the lash clients that I have, they have really oily skin. Dehydration can sometimes get mixed up with dry skin. Dry skin is usually going to be more flaky. So you'll see almost like little crusts, while your dehydration is kind of like a crepe, if you will. A rule of thumb that I learned when I was in school is you can push up your finger against the skin. And if you see a lot of ridges and dividends in the skin, that's a good indication that the skin is dehydrated. Milia are going to be your little bumps that are hard to extract. You usually see them around the eye. They are typically caused from product being too thick around the eye area. Sometimes you see it around the mouth, but you usually see it around the eye area from product being too thick and makeup not being removed. So what happens is the product that's on the face, if it's not cleansed in an adequate amount of time, dead skin cells start to accumulate over it. And before you know it, you have a whole bunch of dead skin cells and oil and debris, and it's made a little sac or a little covering that does not have an opening. So if you try to go and pop it, it won't come out. So you literally have to create an opening because it's became hard. So as the little sac or the covering has develop over it, it's hardened the oil, the debris, the makeup, whatever that's inside, not allowing for the pore to actually have an opening. So you have to go in and use like a lancet or really extreme exfoliation to get it out. But you typically see milia in clients that wear a lot of makeup or they're using incorrect products. Or if they're not using incorrect products, they're using the product incorrectly. And it's causing them to have a buildup. But milia are really fun. You get to pick them out. And then pigmentation can be hyper or hypo. Our hyper is going to be our darker patches. You can see that on the skin. And then our hypo are going to be lighter patches. And you can see them in any ethnicity. It doesn't matter if you are British, African, Asian, whatever, you can see pigmentation in anybody. Fine lines are going to be the signs of aging. A lot of times we see fine lines and wrinkles around the eyes. The eyes are the first place on the body typically to age. You can often tell someone's age by their eyes, by their neck, their décolleté, and their hands. Comedones are white and blackheads. So these can be caused by both dry skin and oily skin. You can have breakouts for both. Your comedones, as far as your blackheads are concerned, those are going to be the lesions that have oxidized. So all it is really is just oil that is sitting in the pore and it's gotten too much oxygen, if you will. So it's turned the little tip of the lesion black. While your whiteheads, same thing, except there's a little, probably like dead skin over them. They don't form a sac like milia. That's a major difference. They don't form a sac. So you are actually able to extract blackheads and whiteheads or comedones, unlike you are milia without a lancet or extreme exfoliation. And last but not least is going to be your deep lines. So fine lines, maybe a little feathery, you can see when someone smiles. Your deep lines really set in, probably more mature skins. You're going to be looking for that. And then if you see that they're a more mature skin, going back to our ingredient assignment, those of you that maybe chose an ingredient from the Age Smart line, you can start to recommend products to help correct their skin or prevent further deep lines, wrinkles, so on and so forth. Does anybody have any questions? Pretty self-explanatory. Okay. So, yes, there's an even number. Okay, we'll finish going through this and then we'll go over. So you're going to do this little chart and you're going to look at your clients. You can just partner up with people that are next to us and you're going to fill it out. From there, you're going to ask them a question or a couple of questions. Within the last year, have you been under physician's care or medication or experienced any health problems, including allergies? They're going to say yes or no. Excuse me, you want to know this again because we're trying to figure out the appropriate treatment to give them, right? Which we're going to decide when we do the skin analysis. Well, I guess this is the skin analysis. Do you have metal implants, pacemaker, or body piercings? I asked Ariana the other day if she could take out her nose ring. She said she couldn't. So be looking at your clients, make sure they have anything that you like knock it during the facial, ow, or it gets pulled or tugged. And then your metal implements and pacemakers are going to have to do with your electrical therapies. So if you're running any type of electricity through the body, that can cause a shock. Granted, we do use low level devices like they don't have a lot of voltage, like it's not super high up, like amps. But there is some electricity running through the body because we're stimulating and causing different types of reactions. So it's important to know. The last thing you want is someone coming in with a pacemaker and you're doing like microcurrent or something on them that could trigger it. So it's just really important to know that. Are you pregnant, trying to become pregnant, or lactating? Pregnant individuals cannot get the same services as non-pregnant individuals for several reasons. One, electrical therapy. We don't want to shock the baby. We don't want electricity running through a growing fetus. We don't want the baby to absorb any type of acid, lactic, glycolic, mandelic, any type of acid, right? Because they can absorb that. And then we also have to be careful with just certain products that we're using that could, cause the expecting mother to feel a certain way, get woozy, anything like that. So it's important to know if they're pregnant.
Well, you're using it on the skin, it affects the baby.
Because it's absorbing. So like if someone comes in and they're like 6 months pregnant, they're like, oh, I want a chemical pill. No, ma'am, you have to wait because just about anything that the mother's doing, the baby can ultimately experience. Are you currently using any of the products or receiving any of the treatments below? Exfoliating products, vitamin A derivatives, wax, laser therapy, chemical pills, or microdermabrasion, because they may be coming in and wanting to get another chemical pill or get another microdermabrasion. If they just had one, that could be too soon. So we want to know why. And then on the next page, it's going to, based off this, right? So we did their consultation, we've done their pre-cleanse, we're doing their skin analysis and determining the treatment and the products we're going to use. So once we've done that, we see that it says my regimen. Well, this is where your expertise and education to your clients comes in. So this is where you're going to tell them, okay, I recommend you use pre-cleanse. I would say special cleansing gel because I know that's what you guys have in your kit. Special cleansing gel and Aquamoist for every day. So you'll put the product, what you want them to use, and then it's even great because it tells you how do you want them to use it. Okay, when you're getting out your pre-cleanse, get 2 pumps, lave it in your hands, rub it across your face, and then go back and emulsify it with water. You can be as detailed as possible so they get the best results from their product. And then you tell them, okay, I want you to use that in the morning, and I want you to use that in the night. And you can tell them you want them to use it daily, meaning every day, every of each week, or I want you to use it 3 times a week. So use it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's really up to you how you want to tell them to use it, but you're going to tell them how to use it based off this information. Does that make sense? Okay. Same thing. So you can do up to 5 products. Each little slot gives you the same as far as AM, PM, daily, times per week, so on and so forth. And then down here, you can have little notes like, okay, decided we're going to do a series of microdermabrasion over the next 12 months. So they're going to come in every 2 weeks, 6 months. They're going to come in every 2 weeks and get a microdermabrasion, so on and so forth. It's a way to keep them on track and you on track. And then you transfer this to your actual notes because they're going to take this. You're only going to keep the bottom part, which is on the back, which we're going to go over. And then you transfer this to your actual chart. Does that make sense? So your digital chart or your regular chart, you transfer it. You should really have a folder for every client that comes to you with their name, their address, birth date, consent forms, consultation forms, all that stuff. Every time you should have a form for them for each one, whether it's digital or paper. And then it says, I certify that the information I have provided on this consultation is accurate to the best of my knowledge and that I have not withheld any information that would be relevant to my treatment. So they would sign, and then that's like their consent form. So this is what we use for Dermalogica's face mapping. Your client is going to get this part, and you're going to keep this part. And this is what you transfer to your notes. And then you can also, oh, okay, I see that here. So you can put your little notes there. And then it also has treatment suggestions over here. So I said earlier that you could put it down here and then transfer it over here, or put it over here and transfer it over here. The microdermabrasions coming in every 2 weeks, so on and so forth. You have your name and then their next appointment. Another thing, when you're picking out your booking system or whatever system you're going to use, make sure it reminds your client. So whatever policy you have, you know, if they can't reschedule, I mean, they can reschedule, but if they're charged after a certain time, let's say 24 hours, after a certain time, let them know that, hey, next appointment is going to be 2 weeks for your microdermabrasion. This is, you know, the recommended treatment that we have. Please note, my policy states if you need to reschedule or cancel, it needs to be prior to 24 hours. That way I'm able to fill the slot. You know, my books aren't empty, so on and so forth. And then it's whatever charge or whatever your policy is. You reiterate. And then also, when you're reminding them via text message, email, or however you remind them, that needs to be on there as well. So they'll get this little page. The other part of this goes over pretty much all the products I think you guys have. Did you guys get the Phyto Replenish oil in your kit? No? Okay. So at the top, Dermalogica presents skincare, Dismified? Did I say that right? Use this guide to master your skincare routine and take the mystery out of the equation. Order is important. So I'm always telling you guys, place your products in the order in which you'll use them. A good rule of thumb when layering skincare products is to start with the thinnest texture and end with the thickest. But there's a more specific guide to layering for optimal results. So as you guys can see on here, and it even tells them. So they're getting the information again. The pre-cleanse melts off daily grime and makeup for your skin. Apply 2 pumps of pre-cleanse onto a dry face, and then you go more into detail with your little chart and tell them, okay, after you do that, you rub it in, you go back, you add water, so on and so forth. The cleanse, special cleansing gel, they have it on here too. This is going to lift impurities and prep the skin for the treatment. Dispense a blueberry size amount, mix with water, and apply with hands. Your daily microfoliant removes dulling surface debris and evens out skin tone. Mix a grapeseed amount with water, apply in circular motion. Your multi-active toner, the toner is going to increase hydration and help with product penetration. You're going to spritz 3 to 4 pumps evenly over the face. Your Target, the Phyto Replenish oil, adds intense boost to your skincare regimen. You're going to press a few drops into the skin or mix with your moisturizer so you can pat it, or you can cocktail it and mix it with the skin smoothing cream. Did you guys get that in here? All right. And then last but not least, the moisturizer protects against environmental triggers, right? Environmental is an external factor, and premature skin aging. You apply an almond-sized amount in upward circular motions. And so you just give this to them. That way they have their guide, and then if you change it, you do a new one and give them another one if you change like services or treatment series, so on and so forth. Cool? Okay, so partner up with someone, and you guys are going to go through, and you have to take off your mask, and you're just going to look at their skin and see if you see any redness, any breakout, any fine lines, oiliness, pigmentation, so on and so forth. And then when we go do our Pro 60s, get those marked off today on our sheet, you'll use that to analyze their skin. And if there's something that you don't have in your kit, then I'll grab it from the back if we have it. Does that make sense? Okay. How about it? Yeah, like you fill it out about mine.
Yes, actually, I'm gonna go to
Are you gonna do what?
Huh?
You gonna do what?
So this morning when I walked in, mom asked me to give these out to the lectures, and I just said yes.
Okay.
And I was like, that's weird. Like I'm gonna be a lecturer, so.
We'll be right back. But if you wanna go ahead while you're waiting, you can fill out these questions for her. Yeah, you can fill out yours. You have plenty. You can fill out yours.
I know someone people.
Yeah, just these type of allergies. Yeah.
Okay, do you want me to read first? Okay, that's all. I see you probably a little bit. Red, just like all the time. Like on your cheeks. Okay. But it might, it's not super slow. Just red. Yeah. Okay, so very clear face. Okay, from last year, we have your physician's care or medication experience. Yeah, well, I guess I was just that implants, pacemaker, body piercing. Are you pregnant? Are you pregnant or lactating? Are you currently using any of the hypnotic services making your treatments below? I guess, yeah, this is fully. But so do you have spread okay. Wow. I mean, you get laser, you get wax. Okay, so products. Let's do.
Hey, Ashley.
Yes.
Hi, this is Shy. Quick question. Will this be available for replay later today?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good. I have to drop off for a conference call, so I'm going to watch the rest of the class a little later today.
All right. No worries.
All right. Thank you.
I think so. Like, sorry, I didn't think about anything else, but it's fine.
Are you trying to become pregnant? Are you currently using products of
so what I recommended you do was the special cleansing gel, because just with those tiny little breakouts that are going around, I'll make them go back home. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing it right now. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, like what happens if you don't see anything? If your skin is awesome. Little like red cheeks.
So, because we're doing a mock, you haven't been able to wash off her makeup, but normally if you were to wash with a quick cleanse, you'd be able to. So, try to look past the makeup if that makes sense.
So should I just tell her like what I already know about my skin?
No, because this is for her to learn.
Well, how's she supposed to see it?
Well, when she does her your facial in a minute.
I was fine at 12:30.
It's not till 2.
No, she's booked for last booked in 10 at 12:30.
Okay, you'll be done.
I don't want a facial.
Why not? Well, then you have to give her one.
I usually break out.
Red and sensitive, like it's super sensitive. And I would say like around here.
It's like super obvious. It's
But other than that, that's about it.
Should we fill out the products that we recommend?
I mean, I would do, but that's fine.
Do you know where you're gonna recommend? You can do it when we do this actual facial. And then you guys make sure you fill out the questionnaire, the little 4 questions.
Oh, it's fully.
Everybody looks so different without their mask.
That's literally the one. It's fully, yeah, okay. Yeah. So we just kind of mock what we put on this for us to keep.
And then you'll transfer it, like if you want other stuff.
Okay.
It's like a little mini consultation, but your real consultation will be more in depth.
But we give them this whole thing.
And then you take like the bottom's like the receipt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. You're over there being high tech. What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, good job. Okay, you guys done?
Yeah.
You both went? Okay, so tell me about her skin.
She doesn't really have any breakouts at all, but she has some redness on both cheeks.
Okay.
And that was pretty much it for her skin. Like,
You don't have a makeup, do you? I don't think so. Just the
and
lashes.
it's not oily or dry hair.
So she has normal. Okay.
It looks like it.
Did you read the chapter, the pages yet?
Like the ones that we just went over.
I went over what. I didn't go over what you're actually supposed to read. I went over what comes before that. Like the dry. Did you go over the skin types?
I think so.
Okay, so what are the characteristics of normal skin?
I don't know.
Okay, tell me about her skin.
She has a little bit of breakout on her forehead, on her cheek, and then on her chin.
Okay.
A little bit, but nothing else. That was pretty much it. She doesn't have oiliness or dehydration, redness.
Okay.
And she said she gets oily right now. I can't see.
Oh, you do get oily?
Yeah.
Throughout the day? Or?
I don't know. I mean,
Very.
More dry skin.
Very.
I've never like seen a pattern.
Is it really
but I
oily?
mean, I used to have those like oils on my and like the entire so I don't know if I'm just not anymore,
Okay.
but I've gotten a lot of facials here, so.
Good. All right, go tell us about Savannah.
So all around her skin was pretty clear, but she does have some redness up into her cheeks and a little bit of breakout on her jawline.
Okay.
So I recommended the special cleansing gel, and she could also use like the daily micropolian to
kind of exfoliate and get it out. But other than that, nothing.
Mhm.
Okay, for her skin, she, without like makeup, she said she does get red in her cheek area. And, she does get oily skin. At the same time, she said her skin's dehydrated, just needs more water. And she does get breakouts on her lower chin area. So I said a pre-cleanse, get like, if she's wearing makeup a lot, take that off, get that extra debris out, and then a special cleansing gel, just do that right after. And a moisturizer. But I feel like if I apply or tell her like get the skin smoothing cream and she has oily skin, I don't know if that'll make it look worse.
You're talking about the moisturizer?
Yeah, like after I recommended like the pre-cleanse and whatnot, if you want to put on a moisturizer.
No, what if she wants to? She needs to.
Okay.
Yeah, moisture is key. Yeah.
Okay.
You'll get, once we go in there and you remove it, you may change some of your recommendations or choices. I was just letting you guys run through it so you can get an idea of it. But then when we actually go in there, you may, decide something else. So that's fine. All right. Are you guys still working? It's fine if you are. Okay, that's fine. All right. So the rest of you, do you want to go set up for a Pro 60? And make sure you have your work apron on.
While they set up, I run it. So.
Coco, this story time is not time for snacks. Bring me back one. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, well, I'm getting a facial and I'm fine and I'm
kidding, Kyle. You're fine.
Wait, so who's doing the facial?
You can decide, because we'll do another one on
So, Coco,
probably
do you want to do it,
Thursday.
or do you want me to? No, you can practice on me.
Okay.
What?
You
You said a lot with that face.
I said a lot with my facial expressions. But I
Okay, what's mine?
didn't. You just said you got one. Now you're gonna read.
Well, yeah, because I feel like she makes practice more than
You're such a great class.
Really?
Appreciate
I
it.
think I thought it. You want something?
No, I was just messing.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I love this.
Miss Ashley.
I do not want anything. Yes, ma'am.
We were there, a few of us was there Saturday in practical, and we did our Pro 30 and our incident exposure checkoff. Still supposed to like send that to you.
Yes, did you take a picture or video of it? Like I said, even if you come up here and do it, did you still take a video of it?
Yes, we got videos.
Yeah, just send that in.
You said send it to you?
Just send it in on Google Classroom so I can check it out. Because I'm trying to keep everything together so it's not this over here, this over here, this over here. So yeah.
Okay.
Well, great. I'm glad you guys got it done. So then now it's done. Cool.
Okay.
Wait.
All right. So they're gonna set up.
So the pigeons processes.
Just one of you, because we don't have time to do both. Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm gonna go set this up in there. Pick a room. We're gonna be in 3 rooms.
So y'all,
because there's-
y'all gonna do Pro 60s?
Pro 60 with an emphasis on face mapping.
Okay.
Let me put on my mask. I forgot. We used to have that one card. I'm gonna set this right here for now. I'm gonna go grab. See if I can find it. There you go.
Ashley, I have a quick question.
She just left the room.
Oh.
She's gonna go find a card, so she's not sure she'll be back in a couple seconds.
Ew, these things are gross. Ew, they're hard as a rock.
Did you put my towels or no?
No, I haven't yet.
We just need one light.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
So it's the pre-cleanse, the special cleansing.
Mm-hmm.
It's exfoliating, exfoliant, and then I think it's the massage gel cream, right?
Well, that's for the Pro 30s. I don't know what else. I remember doing a Pro 60. We have like the Solar Defense Boost after. That's the only 3 I have out right now. I don't know if we need the toner.
I don't know if we use the toner. And then, this is what I have.
So I remember taking a picture. I have the pre-cleanse special cleansing gel, daily microfoliant, massage gel cream, and then
the mask.
Yeah, and then the active moist,
Yeah.
then the toner, and then the conductive mask base.
The conductive mask is at the end.
That's what I have, or maybe it's the opposite way
I think
around.
the solar thing is at the end. Oh.
It's hot in here.
Mhm.
I don't know what to do.
That's it. Just, does the water thing. Does yours have water? Yeah.
A little bit. Oh, thank you. Do you need gloves?
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop it.
Tell me when to stop.
That's it. I hate this one. I hate switching.
Yeah, and the sewer doesn't really come out.
Yeah, the steam is awful.
I don't know how to turn this one on though. This one you just press on the hot thing or no?
Mm-hmm. On both.
On the lights.
Yeah.
Should I tell her we're ready or?
I think so. I want her to look at my, I don't know what I'll pull out, so I want her to look at it, make sure.
I know where she's at.
I think that. So pre-cleanse, touch sponge gel, microfoliant, massage gel cream, toner, active moist. Do we need to use the sunscreen?
I don't think we have to, but yeah, I got it out.
Should I go ahead and change?
I guess, yeah.
Okay, cool. Where did this actually? Oh.
It doesn't have like a timer, it just starts whenever or what?
I think so. I think it just goes.
Oh, there's one down there.
Or I'll go find an extra.
Okay, thank you.
Like put two.
Cool.
We already have yours checked out.
The 360? I don't know.
You did one too.
Yeah, I've done a few. I'll have to check. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We'll restore it that way. It's not too much.